Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash for November. So welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today we're going to be doing my Shop My Stash for November, and I'm first going to be talking you through what's in the drawer for October and how that worked for me. So sort of like mini reviews, and then we'll go inside the drawer and select some new bits to try for this month, and then I will also be showing you what's going to go on in my eyeshadow palette review, for instance, and what products I will be reviewing over on the blog. So stay tuned for more, and then we'll just get into it. But before we do that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool neutral undertone, and this greatly influences my makeup opinions. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love eyeshadow palettes, as I say, Catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. So that's what you can also expect a little bit from this Shop My Stash. Because I was trying a lot of the Essence and Catrice products, so I can do a wrap up now that I have tried most of these products. There are still a couple that I need to review or that I haven't just gotten around to trying a whole lot yet. So those are going to go into this month's Shop My Stash. But most of them I've tried. So first things first. I was using this Milk Makeup Primer as my primer, and I thought I could use it up this month, but I didn't. I think that sometime in November it is going to happen though. So I think I have about 2 to 3 weeks left of this, and then I'll be running it like rolling in my Catrice Vitamin C Primer that was launched this time round just to give it a whirl. I don't think I like it enough to keep using it, and I have plenty of other primers, and I actually feel that, you know, primer is a product I like to use up before moving on to something else. But I just have other things that I think I like better than that new Catrice primer. So I think I want to go back to something that I know I actually like rather than trying to use that one up first, you could say. So that's going to stay. For foundation, I had these two products and they were at the top of my vanity. That's why you didn't see it in the overview. But the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint and the Kosas Face Oil. I did a roundup of 10 different face tints that I've tried in October. And these were the last two products I had to try for that. But now that I've tried these, I know I can start using some of the foundations that I bought over the summertime. So I'm definitely going to be rolling in some new foundations that I'm very excited for. So the concealer is one that I'm actually very disappointed with having to roll it out of my Shop My Stash because I really enjoyed it. It's just that I've bought quite a few concealers that I haven't reviewed yet. So I just need to prioritize reviewing those and like using something else for a month rather than going back to this. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultimate Radiant Under Eye Concealer. And I find it's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer that I was using in September. So to me, they're dupes. Even shade-wise, I feel shade C3 and 4 Fair that I have in the Charlotte Tilbury are pretty much bang on, and they very much remind me of each other. So great dupe, lucky to have found it, and I really enjoy this concealer. Makeup Revolution can do really good concealers. For powder, I had two things in. One thing that was new from Catrice because I had to try it, but also because this, my Kiko Milano, rest in peace. I can no longer pick up any product from this. It looks like it's got a lot of product left in the corners. And I know some people like to repress that, but you can see that it has these ridges that has a lot of powder in as well. So this is going to be super messy. And I have tried repressing face powders in the past, and I feel it messes with the formula. So that's why I'm like, since this is a baked product, I don't think repressing is the way to go. So I'm going to leave it at that, and this is going to be counting as a used up makeup product. Super happy. Took ages to use up. I think I used it for like a year and a half. And then I was able to try this all month, and it's a really lovely powder. I do really enjoy it, but again, I have other powders I need to get to. I'm going to be selecting a new setting spray. I'm not sure if you can see, but my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray has about like 1 use left. So when I do my makeup later today, this is going to be gone. It's already making that weird squirty noise when a spray bottle is almost gone. I did not like this. I'm very sad to say this. A lot of people love this. I don't like it because when I first started using it, it had a very strong scent. The scent is something I got used to over time. But I think because of the fragrance and the alcohol this is in it, it also made my skin react. The first few weeks I was using it, my skin felt very itchy after every use. Again, it was something my skin got used to, but it didn't break me out. It didn't really set off any allergic reaction or anything like that, but I don't want to be putting on like a product like this long term if that's what it does to my skin initially. So I'm going to go back to a setting spray that I know I like. And I also used up my Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. I opened a bunch of mascaras to be able to film a short over the summertime, so I'm prioritizing going through those before I go back into my drawers and using those up. So I had them lying here at the front, and I'm now like down to the last batch of those. But yeah, this dried out really quickly because I had opened it months ago, and it just became very flaky and it got really messy because of it. So I had to stop using it for that reason. Let's see. I think I also need to stop using the NYX Thick It Stick It brow gel. This is a really good product. I really enjoy it. The brush is big though, and I'm not sure if you can see, but it's like there's hardly anything on the brush anymore. I'm just getting fibers and I'm no longer getting the color. So I think it's dried out. It's also started to smell a little funky, so that's why I'm like, I need to roll something else in rather than this. My brow pencil, you guys know the drill. This is still going strong. This is by the Face Shop. It's a K-Beauty brand, and I still have this much left. It's going to take, like, I've been using this for a year straight. I think it's going to take another year for this to run out. We'll see. Lip balm, still going strong. I have my Kiko eyeshadow primer, which is still going strong. My MAC paint pot, I'm not sure if you can see this on camera. Let me see if I can zoom you in. Can you see that? That there are little gaps when you look at it from the bottom, but then if you look at it from the top, the product looks fine. So I think I'm very close to hitting pan on this. I'm very excited for it. MAC paint pots take me at least 2 years to use up. So yeah, I hope I'm making good progress on that. Rolling in, instead of the Maybelline, is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, which over here is called the Paradise Ecstatic. Really like this again and reminded of why it is my favorite mascara. But because I wanted to make sure I gave it a whirl before I do my roundup later this month, I wanted to try the brown mascara that Essence came out with. So this is the Lash Without Limits. They do this in a black as well. But I thought I could go in with the brown, and I had some, as you will see, I have some softer, more neutral palettes this month to try out, and I thought this could be pretty with those softer looks. And of course, my forever go-to staple, the Catrice Glam Doll Waterproof, because I use this as a waterproof top coat over all of my mascara. I don't use it with the brown because else it defeats the point of using a brown mascara. If this came in a brown, I would use it over that as well, but I don't think that's the case. For bronzer, I had two things in, the Peri Pera V Shading and the Catrice Melted Sun Bronzer. I thought I had reviewed the Peri Pera, apparently I hadn't. And this is officially a contour. It's in the shade Almond Brown, and it's the perfect cool tone bronzer for my skin tone. It's not cool tone enough for me to be able to use it as a contour. And we're having a lot of sun all of a sudden. So when you touch this, it actually, like, it just feels like clay and hardly anything comes off. You really need to rub your finger in to bring this back alive. My camera battery died as well, so hey ho, here we go. I have my two highlighters that were in my Shop My Stash this month. Both of these were new to me. The new Catrice Glow Lights highlighter is really, really pretty. Catrice can do a really good highlighter. This may look really dark when you look at it. It's not actually. It actually has a really nice cool tone flash. It works really well. I use that most days, the first half of the month, but then I also use this cream highlighter. It's like a face gloss from Studio London. This is a brand you can get at UK Superdrug, and that's where I picked mine up. This is really pretty. It's very similar to the RMS Beauty Living Luminizer, if that's something that's out of budget, because that's quite an expensive product. This is only, I think, £4 or £5 at the drugstore. So if you're in the UK, worth checking out. And then I had all these blushes in. These are all lovely, but I liked some of these better than others. So let me talk you through. The Essence What a Tint is very similar to the Benefit Benetint product. It very much reminds me of that and what it does. It has the same issue as that once you apply it somewhere, it kind of doesn't really want to go anywhere else. So it takes a lot of building up. It takes a lot of product to it to get for it to look natural on your cheeks. And because it stains, it kind of stays put wherever you put it. So it's very difficult to blend it out. And it can make it look a little bit clownish once you start building it up a little too much. So didn't love that, but I did like the other two blushes that were new from these brands. The Pure Nude Baked blushes from Essence have been out in the US for a while, and we only got them now in the European Union. You can only find these online though. They're not in store. This is in Berry Cheeks, which is one of the very few cool tones in the collection, you could say. That was lovely, but I like this a little bit better. The Air Blush Glow Blush from Catrice in Berry Haze. And this is really pretty. I had one of these last year, which I decluttered because I felt it wasn't unique enough. But this one I think I like a lot better. So this is just a new shade in a formula they already did. But this is stunning on me. And finally, a long-standing love with the Bare Minerals Bronzer in the shade Kiss of Pink. This was my warm-toned option, and I wore this on days where I was going for a slightly warm-toned eye. And it's good to have that mix, because everything else was kind of like reddish berry tones. So it was good to have this for variation. Lips, then. I managed to actually keep track of all the lip products I used this month. I was filling my cubby again. So here we go. So I had a bit of a liquid lipstick moment this month. I used one of the juicy lasting tints that I showed you in my last K-Beauty lip tint review that I did in September. This is in the shade Dark Coconut, and it was really stunning. I also wore Vintage Taupe because of like the more warm tone blush. It went really well with that. And then I also used the Velveteen from Lisa Eldridge in Velvet Rain, or no, just Cold Rain. And then I also wanted something a bit more sheer, so the Glossier Wild Fig Balm.com. I really like that one. And I also like these creamy lipsticks from Victoria Beckham. This is in the shade Jump, which is their very beautiful mauve tone. Now it's really dark again, isn't it? Let me give us a bit of brightness. I think this is better. And then I also used one of my Gucci lipsticks. This is in the shade Mildred Rosewood. It's very similar to the Vintage Taupe one from Romand, but then in a bullet lipstick. And then I used all of these Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. So let me go through them one by one. This is one I used yesterday as I was filming videos. This is a really nice chocolatey cool tone brown in the Luxuriously Lucent formula. This is Meet Me in Berlin. For a red, I've been really loving Velvet Duchess ever since I bought it. So this is really nice. It's sort of like a little bit deeper than your average classic red, but it still looks like a classic red because it has a lot of like blue tones, but it leans a little bit berry as well. It's really stunning. One of my favorites from the entire line is Skyscraper Rose. This is an insanely saturated. It's a great bright option for the fall time because it is a pink, but it's got a depth to it that I really enjoy. Now this may come as a shocker, but some people always ask me, do you wear these things to work? I wore Velvet Midnight to work. Nobody said anything, but I do think some people were like, what are you wearing on your lips? But still, I just rock it. It's a really nice deep purple shade. Similarly, I wore Night Thoughts in a video. This is the Luxuriously Lucent version of Velvet Midnight. It's a very deep and blackberry. Another, this actually surprised me because I didn't think the pinky tones that she came out with about a year ago, I think, that those were necessarily my jam, so I didn't initially buy them. I kind of bought them to complete the selection. But Velvet Bloom, which is like a pinky red, is very pretty. This may come as a bit of a surprise, but I'm loving all the brown tones at the minute, apparently. I didn't wear Velvet Muse at all. Instead, I went with Velvet Affair for my nude option of choice. Let's head into my makeup collection and select some new products to try. Welcome to my cheek drawer, and this drawer is yet again getting out of hand, as you can see. I've had to shuffle some things around so that my overflow from my concealer can actually fit, because it was no longer fitting into the drawer. New setting spray then. This is the only setting spray I still have as like a backup to roll into a Shop My Stash, so Pretty Fresh from ColourPop I'm going to be using. And that actually gives me a little bit of space down here, so that's good. I guess this is a little bit cramped, I have to say. I fixed this the other day, so yep, this is a little bit better. So I'm super excited that I can now try my Haus Labs foundation. So this is going to be into my Shop My Stash. And the other thing I want to use is my Jones Road foundation. This is the What the foundation from Jones Road. You probably want to know what shades I have these in. Can I find that anywhere? This is in the shade Porcelain. And this I can't find on the bottle, but I'll put it in the description box. For concealer, I really want to make this combination, the Rose Ink together with the Rare Beauty. The Rare Beauty is better for the under eyes, and the Rose Ink I did already try, but I never got around to reviewing it. And I didn't like it on my under eye area. So if I use this for the face and this for my under eye, I might actually like it better. So we'll see how that goes. I need a new powder. And I really want to get more use out of this Etude House powder. This is their Secret Beam powder packed in light pearl beige. It is quite yellow, but I think I can make it work. So we'll see how that one goes and how much I like it. I know I do really enjoy the look of it on my face because I have used it before. I just haven't reviewed it yet. Primer wise, I was mentioning that I was going to be using this the minute my Milk one runs out, so need to select that. And then for bronzer, I don't think I selected anything bronzer wise to be reviewing this month because it's a bit much. So I could just go back to a favorite. Yeah, I think I just want to get some more use out of my Becca bronzer. This is in Bali Sands. Oh, I know. I still need to use this. This is something I haven't reviewed yet from Catrice. This is the Magic Shaper Contour Stick. So this can be my, this cream contour can work as a bronzer on me, I hope. And then I have a powder bronzer and a cream bronzer. And then this is the Cheek Affair from Catrice, which I haven't used yet. So I do want to use that. I know I want to get more use out of my MUA blushes. These are the cream options. So I think I'm just going to do these three and then the powder blush from Catrice. And I think the only thing I still need is a highlighter. I'm itching to try my Sydney Grace ones, but I'm sure there's something I should prioritize first. Maybe the Hourglass. I think that can be pretty for right now. Because this in soft focus lighting is absolutely gorgeous. So that is the pick for use it right now. Oh, I know I want to use this as well, the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm. Yes, that's something I want to use. I don't think I have that many highlighters at the minute that I haven't reviewed yet. I think that's why. Okay, maybe the Melt or the MAC. Not Show Gold, I want Double Gleam. Double Gleam from MAC. Yeah, that's going to be my highlighter selection. So I have 3 highlighters, which is excessive perhaps, but I think we can make it work. So let me take you back to the drawer, put it back together, and show you what eyeshadow palettes I will be reviewing. So for people who are new here, I am someone who likes to do 2 types of eyeshadow palette reviews every month. I like to go back to older palettes that I know I love and sort of try it again and see if I still like them as much. And I like to try a bunch of new things. So this is the pile of things that I've tried before in the past and that I would like to go back to. It's by Etude House, or just Etude they are now called. This is Autumn Closet. And this is really pretty neutrals for the fall time. And I was like, if I'm going to be trying this again, it's going to be right now. Maybe you can do it like this. Is that better? This way the light catches it at least a little bit. I think we're getting another rainstorm in a second. That's why it's so dark. Welcome to fall. Zoeva's Cocoa Blend. This one I can actually open up completely, so that should be a little bit better. That's what that looks like. Very sort of warm toned, a little bit berry with the cranberry in the middle. But I think this can work really well for right now. And then I really want to use some my Temptalia palettes a little bit more. So this is their collab with Sydney Grace. And this is the Quintessence, which is quite a dark palette. So can I show you this? It's getting really dark outside. And when I can turn on the lights. I have studio lighting in this room, but then I need to change the entire camera settings. So I just want to finish filming this video if you don't mind. Then I think November is the month to be using the Melt Merte, and I haven't used this in a hot minute. Ooh, you really can't see this anymore, can you? Oh, I'm really gonna have to do some brightening of this video in post-production. But yeah, this is a really nice deep dark grungy murky palette. I mean, it's literally it's like close to noon right now, and this is the lighting I'm having. The Witchcraft from Misha Lu. This was an indie brand. I don't think they're still around. A nice, very dark, grungy palette again, and I haven't used it in a hot minute. So, do I like it as much as I used to? And then Pat McGrath. The Moonlit Seduction. So, here's what the palette itself looks like. Oh, other way. This way. And again, I bought this last year, and I think for Black Friday, and I haven't played with it since. So time to go back to it because I kept this over the Divine Rose one. And for the new in palettes, I'm going to be reviewing these things. So some of these I've actually already put on my face before filming this video because this video is a little later in November. But this is the Fighter from Fantasy Cosmetica. And this is what that palette looks like. Again, quite dark and grungy at first glance, but I actually played with it, and the shimmers in this just really take it to another level. But I'll review it when we get to it and show you all the swatches. This was sent to me by the lovely Esther. This is the Kiko Soft Nude, I think it's called. Yes, the Soft Nude palette. And this is a palette I also already played with. Really nice mauve tones. It very much reminds me of those L'Oreal palettes that we had a couple of years ago. Does anybody remember those? Then the two palettes that I received from Sydney Grace, I bought this one, and then Esther, again, lovely Esther, sent me Love's Journey as an extra, because she had one extra, apparently. Look at these neutrals. Oh, I'm in heaven. So we'll be playing with that. That's actually next on the list to do the looks with. And then I have the Heaven on Earth, which, again, these two darker tones you can't really see here, but I'm going to be playing around with that. And I completely forgot I had this. The NYX Ultimate Utopia. I did a full face of NYX in April, I think, and this was still lying about, and I would still have to do some more looks with this because I only used a couple of shades in that first impression. So I need to go back to this and give it more of a whirl. I'm not sure I'm going to love it, but I thought now is as good as the time as any. And then the Smoky Glam from Bella Beauté Bar is also on the try pile. Lovely cool tones, purples and pinks. But I'm only doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only doing 6 new palettes this month because there are quite a few here that are quite big. And if I want to do all the looks with all the different shades in the Bella Beauté Bar, that's like a week's worth of eyeshadow looks. So I'm going to have to take that into account. So thank you so very much for joining me today. That's it. That's my Shop My Stash for November. I apologize for the lighting in the last half of the video, but I can't control clouds. Still, till this day, I can. So I do apologize, and I hope I can change it a little bit in post-production. But I do really appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your day to watch another one of my videos. Know that you are greatly appreciated, that you're here, and that you're taking that time out of your very busy lives to join me on this makeup journey that I'm having. And I just really appreciate each and every one of you. So I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.